The truth is usually simple, not shallow, not simplistic, clear. Because real truth doesn't need layers of contradiction to survive. It doesn't collapse under questioning. It becomes stronger. And when it comes to understanding God, that clarity matters more than anything else. Because your entire worldview rests on that foundation. So ask yourself, what kind of theology would you expect from the creator of everything? Something confusing, fragmented, filled with paradoxes, or something clear enough for every human being to understand? That's where monotheism stands apart, not because it avoids deep questions, but because it answers them cleanly. One God, absolute, independent, eternal, no partners, no divisions, no shared authority, just one ultimate reality. And the moment you hear it, it aligns naturally with logic, because if God is truly ultimate, nothing can equal him, nothing can divide him, nothing can share his power. Otherwise, he is no longer absolute. And once absolute disappears, you no longer have God. You have limitation. Now compare that to complex theology, systems that require philosophical frameworks just to explain how one can also be three, or how the infinite becomes limited without ceasing to be infinite. The deeper you analyze it, the more tension appears, because contradiction always creates complexity. But pure monotheism, it stays consistent, no matter how deeply you examine it. And that's what makes it powerful, not emotional appeal. Coherence, because truth should fit reality, not fight against it. Now think about human nature. Across history, across civilizations, people naturally understood something. Ultimate power must be singular, one highest authority, one ultimate source, because multiple absolutes create contradiction. Two all-powerful beings cannot coexist. Two ultimate wills cannot govern reality equally. Something would eventually limit the other. And the moment limitation appears, absolute divinity disappears. So monotheism doesn't just feel clean, it is logically necessary. Now take it deeper. Monotheism also preserves God's perfection, because a perfect being does not depend, does not divide, does not transform into weakness. A perfect creator remains distinct from creation, above it, independent from it. And that distinction matters, because once the creator becomes creation, limitations enter the picture. Hunger, fatigue, time, space. But the one who created time cannot be trapped inside it. The one who created need cannot become dependent. So monotheism protects divine perfection without compromise. And that's why it remains clear. No contradictions to explain away, no paradoxes to force together. Just one coherent understanding of God. Now here's the uncomfortable reality. Most people never choose their theology. They inherit it from parents, culture, environment. And then they spend years defending it, without ever stepping back to ask, does this actually make sense? Because familiarity feels safe, even when it's inconsistent. But truth is not measured by familiarity. It's measured by coherence, consistency, clarity. And monotheism offers all three. That's why the Quran constantly returns to this message, one God, repeated again and again. Not because it's simplistic, but because it's foundational. Everything depends on it. Your purpose, your morality, your accountability. Because once you understand God correctly, everything else aligns. And once you misunderstand God, confusion spreads everywhere else. So don't underestimate simplicity. Sometimes the cleanest explanation is the strongest one. Because truth doesn't need complexity to appear profound. It just needs to be true. And pure monotheism remains the cleanest theology because it survives every test. Logic, consistency, human intuition, all pointing to the same conclusion. One God, absolute, undivided, and that clarity changes everything. If this changed your perspective, subscribe, because the next video might challenge how you see belief itself.